Overwatch 2 manages to be both a fun game, but also completely overshadowed by other games at the same time.
Oh my god, Fortnite Ninja!
I kind of always liked this game, but I literally never play it, so I wanted to find out if this game was actually good or not. I'm tired of the debates on whether Overwatch 2 is identical to its predecessor with a few balance changes and graphical improvements. I need to know if this is its own game or just yet another marketing ploy from Big Video Game. I wanted to go straight to the source to find out, because the only thing I ever learned from Twitter arguments is that reading the thread will always upset you even if your opinion was validated. The first thing I noticed was characters only got remodeled in the Overwatch 2 version skins, which means 99% of the skins in this game are exactly the same as the first game. So Blizzard has already failed. This Orisa skin still being unchanged is hilarious because it's so barely different from the default one that you wouldn't even notice a difference during team fights. Also, you can just buy holiday exclusive skins at any time now, so if you thought you were special for having a rare skin, you are not, and you are actually just like everybody else. Cosmetics aside, Twitter and this game are similar in the sense that they help you discover a bunch of new things that you didn't know you hated. I dislike Zarya because stupid bubble asshole now gets 2 invincible bubbles that give her damage, but also she got more health, fuck you. The game is now 5v5 instead of 6v6, so all tanks were given a massive buff to compensate for Blizzard deciding to take away the jobs from 1 tank player per team everywhere. So basically tanks in this game are your main carry, and if your tank is having a bad game, you just lose. Oh my god, what a fucking good shit, guys. Holy fuck. Yo, shout out to the healers. One of the most annoying parts of this game shockingly doubles as one of the best things about it. Imagine you making the correct play and pressing Q at the right time. Your ultimate ability being used perfectly can win any team fight. That's how it's always been. But you forgot that Blizzard is trying to crack down on the criticism that Overwatch is determined only by ultimate abilities. And then the enemy perfectly times a single button and your ult was wasted, and now you're really sad and feel dumb as fuck.
They're fucking...
Overwatch is really fun if you have the ability to play multiple characters, and I think that's also why people dislike it so much. Not everyone wants to put in time to improve. Why would you try to get better when you can just expect yourself to be good at everything?
You made them so mad they all just left?
Trying to develop with different heroes means you just auto-lose a lot, but that's not even the worst part, because even if you understand you're going to lose, the enemies will just call you terrible and make fun of you anyway. I am playing unranked and not typing, but I am still getting attacked. Like, leave me alone, please. I am not the bigger person, and it is difficult for me to resist the urge of trying to shit on you, and it will ruin my night if I still lose. I just want to play Roadhog because he funny sniffed the gasoline and hook people off map. I swear to God, half the time you're playing this game, some of your teammates are just not even looking at their monitor.
Oh my god, I'm fucking insane. No, the Mercy got away. What?
Sometimes the game just started and you already know it's over, such as when Lucio is slowly leaving spawn without the speed boost that makes his character good. If you decide you want to play DPS because you don't want the entire game riding on your shoulders as a tank, you still get called
We're
out.
literally just playing unranked games. This guy's like,
Are you new to the game?
every game. I have not touched my keyboard once, and they are still shit talking me for what?
For what?
Actually, you get called out in any role you play, and you get judged for everything you do as any character.
Nice, nice.
I don't even say anything in chat. I went 3 games in a row with unsufferable souls trying to upset me for no reason.
Alright, yeah, I'm rage hacking by the way.
It's kind of funny because it's unranked, but I don't even want to know what competitive looks like. You really have to make your own fun in this game. So we played Tinder Watch while queuing one time, and that really fucking sucked. So I went back to playing my main Zenyatta, aka ChatGPT if you asked them to roleplay as a monk who wanders the world in search of spiritual enlightenment. He's usually a pretty bad character since his healing is mediocre at best, and most players can't seem to hit his attacks properly. But luckily for me, I am not just most players. I physically kick the ever-living shit out of anyone who comes close to me, and then I can't be blamed for the loss because I have more damage than our DPS with less utility than them. Like, you can't do anything when the squishiest hero in the game ults into your backline and just 2 shots your cowboy. Something about killing everyone as a healer is very satisfying, especially with the dopamine dink that you hear on Kiriko. Doing good feels so rewarding because you know you're playing well when the enemy swap to your hero to try and ego you, and then you camp their spawn as Reaper and just ruin their day as they walk out as a reminder that they shouldn't have swapped. Like, I always try to tell these people swap off Zen or suffer the consequences, and they just don't listen, and then they get absolutely torched by the diff. You die a lot to random things in this game, and that's frustrating, but that's sort of the beauty of it. I'm sure there are a lot of people you'll frag and they feel the same exact way as you do when you get owned. I honestly believe this game is really fun if you aren't playing alone. So why do so many gamers refuse to give Overwatch a fair shot? The FPS market is totally oversaturated. New games are only ever noticed if it's released by a AAA publisher. Half of the time, their games are not even changing much, and while they can be fun, are only played for a short period of time before everyone goes back to their tried and true titles. The amount of people I know who only play Counter-Strike or Valorant is absurd until I look at the market for FPS titles, and then it starts to make sense. These games are all different, but only scratch the itch for a certain kind of audience. Call of Duty players just want to run around, brain off, shoot stuff. CSGO players are masochists, and they want a challenging game that severely punishes them for playing bad and feels very rewarding when playing well. Valorant players want to find a relationship, but can never seem to drop the massively toxic ego that's preventing any sort of love from developing in their lives. Overwatch seems like it can't decide on what game it's trying to be. Is it a competitive, fast-paced action shooter, or is it a fun game that people want to play when they finally have free time on their hands? The devs are constantly switching the tides, like deciding to develop a PvE mode for their casual audience and then dropping the ball completely by canceling it to focus on the main game, which is quite frankly just Overwatch 1 with shinier textures and balance changes. This doesn't make any sense to me because the large majority of the community aren't the die-hard competitive players, but the people who just want to play because it's fun. But even then, the game feels like it's completely unbalanced and they just decide to keep adding new characters for no reason other than to artificially excite the dedicated player base with ideas of something new and lore. This is why everyone was so happy to get Overwatch 2 with a brand new game mode that would develop a brand new way of playing, and then they just decide to nuke it because, obviously, money and resources. If Overwatch wants to be taken seriously, it needs a much larger team of people to do all the things that they wanted to do, or simply just stop adding characters and put their attention to fixing the ones currently in the game. I rate this game a 3.93 out of 10 potato cats. As I was editing this, Blizzard re-announced that they're going to be adding the PvE mode, but instead of it being free like it was supposed to be, they're going to make you pay for it. So, fuck you.